Hi there, it's Richard here from Safex News. We've got Ivana here, who's the new talent scout and HR manager for Balkaneum. So thanks for taking the time to have an interview with me.
Okay.
Thought we'll
Yeah.
get straight into the questions because I know you've got a lot of interviews today. I don't want
Yes.
to take up too much of your time. So
So much.
yeah, so I think a lot of people are curious about you. So can you give us a little bit of your background, where you've come from, and maybe your previous roles and how that fits in with Balkanium?
Okay. Thanks, Richard, for inviting me, and it was a great pleasure for me to talk to you and talk to community about Balkanium and my role within Balkanium. So my background and previous experience are related to HR, but
Hmm.
also digital marketing and recruitment marketing.
Yeah.
I have more than 6 years of experience so far
Hmm.
in these fields, and my biggest accomplishment and biggest company that I've worked for was Telenor. Telenor is a telecommunication company,
Yeah.
and I worked there for more than 5 years.
Okay.
And my role were recruiter, technical recruiter, also employer branding expert. And also, I've done a lot of B2B marketing campaigns and also digital campaigns for CSR and PR activities that we have done.
Okay.
So, in terms of recruitment, done more than 4,000 interviews so
Oh
far.
wow.
And yes, and I filled more than 500 different position. And
Okay.
my experience are like vast. I've done a lot of like sales and marketing position, but also technical position,
Hmm.
development, IT development specifically, and digital positions like Scrum Masters or user experience or data scientist and things like that.
Okay. Yes.
So yeah,
That's quite important
yes,
background to have then, really, especially with
okay,
context of Balkanium and SafeX.
yes,
It's quite a technical product,
yes,
so you
yes,
need the right kind of people. And it's good
yes,
to know that
yes,
you're kind of qualified in that
yes.
sense. So I think what's quite interesting is what actually drew you to Balkanium and the team that are there. So what drew you? What was your first impressions really?
Actually, what drew me to Balkanium was Daniel's personality and energy. That he's like such a special person who is full of enthusiasm, and he believes so much in everything that he is doing. You know that it is transferable to other people who are working with him. I've read some really interesting article in Harvard Business Review, whether they say that top talents and people with so much potential actually tend to cluster themselves, you know,
Mm.
to be near, and that is something that drew me to Safex. And also, I strongly believe that cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology in general is something that should be looked in the future. You know, I think that it would be so much relevant in the future, and that I strongly believe that my set of skills could be beneficial.
Excellent,
So that motivated me.
great. Okay, so it's obvious that Balkanium are recruiting right now. So what are your priorities? So first of all, what open positions have you got, and what are you desperate to fill now
Okay.
out of those positions?
Okay, we are working a lot on development position, front end, back end, and full stack, and we are looking for people with JavaScript background and also C++, Rust, or Golang.
Hmm.
So these languages that are we are needed right now, and that is our core position that we are most put most effort in filling right now. But we'll also looking for executive assistant position, scrum master, digital campaigns manager, um, producer, and I think that is something that should be also on your radar in the future. That is also the position that we are looking for to fill.
Excellent. Okay. So What's it like working at Balkaneum? Was it easy for you to settle in and get on with the team?
It is quite different than team that I was previously worked for, because my previous team was like, I worked in a company with almost 2,000 people,
Mm.
and on the floor there was like 400 people,
Yeah.
on in the open space. Here we are like 7 or 8 people, and so it's different. And also this is a startup, and startup is always having a different culture, and different dynamics than like company established of years ago. So that was something different, but it is different in a good way,
Mm.
because people here are really enthusiastic, really smart. They really, really believe in the change, and they want to make the best of their time and best of the time of the company. So that is something that motivates me to be happy every day where I come to job. And also what is like so apparent when somebody new come here. I'm sorry, I think that my like laptop is like trembling.
No, no worries.
Okay. Okay. When somebody came here outside, like a candidate, he or she can see that we are like perfectly content and happy with our job, everyday job. And that is so apparent that they actually do not have like stage fright, and they're that nervous
Mm.
as people usually are on the interviews,
Yeah.
because of the good energy and positive atmosphere and the company right now.
Excellent. Well, before I did this interview, I made a quick announcement
Yes.
on the community, so for anyone who wants to ask any questions.
Yes.
And Daniel's very well known for his tea.
Okay.
Does he
Yes.
share his tea at all? Does he make everyone a cup?
Actually, he's like inviting people to try his tea, and when he's preparing, I don't know, tea for himself, he's like willing to prepare for the others. But
Good, good.
actually, I haven't tried so far, because I wanted to like try. I'm not like more of a coffee person,
Right, fine.
I of coffee because I have a low blood pressure, so I need like 4 cups before noon, so I don't have like a chance to drink
No.
tea on top of all the coffee that I need to like drink to be functional.
Right,
So,
so I was just thinking of the next question then, really. So
yes.
you're obviously recruiting. So what do you look for in the right candidate? So what's the ideal candidate for Balkanium, really? What kind of
Uh,
personality traits and what kind of
Okay,
energy are you looking for?
actually, Richard, that we are all into open source
Mm-hmm.
projects, and that we are like strong believers and supporters of open source. So, we actually would like to, we are like actually trying to find the person who share the similar values have,
Mm.
and people who is like energetic, and people who are enthusiastic about the things that they do. And actually the things that like is apparent and similar to all of us is that we are self-starter. We are not some persons who are like would do what is told, but actually we are people who know what needs to be done for the project or business be successful. So that is something that we also look for the candidates that should join our team,
Yeah,
to have that energy, passionate work approach, and self-started personality.
yeah. You're not looking for that kind of person who's just watching the clock.
Yes.
Oh, it's five
No, no,
o'clock,
no,
let's
no.
go.
No,
You
no.
want someone who wants to go that extra mile
No,
and
no, no, no.
be part of the group and be part of the team and
Yes.
everything. Okay, so tell me about the application process then. So what happens when someone actually sends in an application? What's the process there?
Okay, when somebody sends his or her application, he will immediately receive information if his application was successful. And we actually took 2 or 3 days to go to each and every applicant and his or her background. I will go on GitHub. I will go on his or her portfolio if needed also, and maybe put some comments. Daniel will also go through every application, and we will decide which candidate should be invite for the first round of the interview. Usually, the first round of the interview would be maybe on phone or video interview or in person, but sometimes it is only myself present on the interview if it's not technical position. But if it's technical position, we don't want like to waste the time of everyone. So Daniel is actually present also, and Ivana, I think that you have meet her or not, but Ivana is our operational director, and she is also present. And that is the first round. We want to assess the motivation and personality traits as we can, of course, and expectation from the company and the project that people would be involved in.
Yeah.
And after that, we have a second round of the interview where we want to check the information that we gathered so far. So we had have like technical hack task, or some knowledge task, or some things that could be relevant for specific position to do, like case, or I don't know, presentation maybe, or things like that. And also, being a psychologist by education, I use some personality tests that could like assess persons like affiliation and traits that could be relevant for specific position. And people are welcome to like ask anything they need during whole process, and we really enjoy customizing the task and the process for each and every one of the candidates.
So it's quite a thorough process then.
Yes.
I expect you get a lot of applicants, and that process kind of really narrows it down to who you think is the right kind of person, really. So just to clarify things as well, because there's been quite a few people that have asked the question. So these positions are purely for in Belgrade, so there's no remote working or anything like that. It's the key is to have people in the office.
Yes. That's exactly the point. Like, to support local community, to support local economy, and to employ people in Belgrade, to be in a position to make the difference here, and that is something that we are really proud of. And we are not at the moment looking for any remote work or any freelancing job or things like that. We just really focused on building the team. That is something that is important for us right now.
And at this stage as well, it's very important to have people in-house that can work with each other, and there's no time delay or anything like that. It's all in-house. Excellent. Okay, so tell me about the team dynamic then. So how the team's structured, or how are you planning to structure the team so that they work both efficiently and consistently?
Okay, people will be like structured in terms of the project that they are doing, of course, and every project would have dedicated people who will be working on them. So they will be like their babies, and people will be able to like enjoy working on projects for themselves, not for some client, but to develop their own projects, and that would be like main like structure. And we tend to have like flat organization, not have many hierarchy levels, so we that is like the main organizational scheme. We have like Daniel, and we have like operational director, myself as a HR and people development, and we have a project and people around the projects that we are doing.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So it's there's none of that.
Really flat.
Yeah. It's a flat model. So
Yes.
it's very, very
Yes.
open, and there's none of that
Yes.
middle
Yes.
management and
No,
all
no,
the
no,
awkward
no,
stuff,
no,
which
no,
you
no
do,
middleman.
which does happen when you get to like a bit of a corporate
Yes.
environment. And you
Yes.
mentioned at the
Yes.
beginning, it's a startup
Yes.
environment. So
Yes.
that's very important, especially for pushing
Yes.
innovation and development. So great.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say I've gone through the interview, I've been offered the
Okay.
position. What are the benefits to working for Balkaneum? So, are there any employee benefits, or is there anything that
Yes, we're
encourages them to
really
stick around and enjoy their time whilst they're there?
yes. We are really proud of the benefits we are preparing for the people who will be joining our team. We have additional health benefit. So actually, we have like a health insurance defined by the state, of course, but we have additional health insurance for our employees that we are going to pay. Also, we have a gym membership paid, and we have like a customized gift for significant dates in our employees' life, like a birthday or Slava. Slava is like house saint in Serbia. And we have like a lot of days, vacational days, paid vacation days, 20 to be exact. And we have gift certificates that we are like working on, and really really nice environment. And in my personal opinion, what is the most biggest benefit for myself is the opportunity to work with really smart and enthusiastic people. And that opportunity to learn a lot and to develop yourself is something that is like priceless.
Yeah.
You cannot put a price tag on that.
Yeah. I thought it was important to bring that out
Yes.
because
Yes,
as well as the
yes.
recruitment side of things, we've got a lot of investors in Safex.
Yes, yes.
And it's important to know that the people that are developing Safex are one,
Yes.
happy,
Yes.
two, it's a nice environment to work in, so it encourages innovation, it encourages consistency, and everything's efficiently done, and obviously the investors, you get a nice product to work with, really.
Yes.
So just furthering from that as well, so there's personal and career development. So what could an employee sort of expect in maybe a year, 2, 3, 4 down the line? So are there any? Is there room for career development there as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. Actually, my job, if I'm like successful in my job, would be determined if I identified the personal development path and personal career path that people would like pursue. And actually, that is something that we are talking and like determining from the start. Here we have like some interview process, and we already talk about the development path for those people that we're planning to hire. Whether for example, if someone who is actually right now front-end developer would like to like himself in terms to be full stack developer, we have to figure out the way to like enable him to do that. And also, for example, for personal development, I have a lot of certification of training materials that we are planning to to implement, I don't know, for example, assertiveness, and to train people to be assertive, or to build the best team possible, that is something that we are also going to work on. And also people are like uh, really pushed to come up with their own ideas,
Yep.
to come up with their own ideas of what would be important for them to learn, which programming languages, or contribution to open source, or I don't know, some kind of trainings that they would need for their job to be done in the best way, or the future job to be done in the best way. That is something that is encouraged so much.
Yeah.
And we communicate it all the time to like make that like apparent and visible to everybody.
Yeah, it's quite important to retain your staff
Yes,
as well. I know in the tech
yes,
industry, people tend to change jobs quite often,
yes,
so
yes,
having that nice reward structure in there and that career progression
yes,
structure there really helps for you to retain key members of staff,
yes,
people who are really putting into it and really contributing to the project. And it's good to see that you've already thought about this and you've already got this sort of in place really to ensure long-term success really. So it's good. I think that's really it then. Really, I was just wondering, have
yes.
you got any further comments that you want to make about anything that's going on lately? Or I know you're quite pressed for time right now. I know you got an interview in a few minutes' time, so I don't want to
Yes,
keep
yes,
you here too long.
yes. But thank you so much, Richard, for this enlightenment and this great interview that we have today. I would like just to mention that we are really trying to make our like marketplace in terms of employment a better place, to personalize our feedback to candidates that are in selection process, to give them relevant feedback on their like progression, to like customize approach in for the different position, and to use knowledge that we have so far to like make candidate experience best possible. That is something that we are really proud of, and we are really working hard on that. So that is something I would like to like emphasize,
Mm-hmm.
because that is something that I think is beneficial for everyone within selection process. So that is something that I would like to add, and maybe to invite people from Serbia who are like watching this to apply for our open position, or even to not even, but it would be more than welcome to approach me or Daniel, or even or any other staff here, to like have the inside look of the company, and to like ask questions where if they have one.
Mm.
So that would be something that I would really would like. Okay.
Yeah, excellent. And it'd be good for them to leave their details, even if there isn't an open position right now. There's always going to be
Yes,
things in the
yes,
future.
yes,
So
yes,
yeah,
yes, yes, exactly, yes.
excellent.
Okay.
Well, thank you for your time anyway. Really appreciate you taking your time out. I'll
Yes,
let you get to your next interview now.
yes,
Just
yes.
for the audience as well, we want to try and do this kind of interview with future candidates as well. Obviously, if they want to be on the camera, they can do. But hope to make my way through each of the new staff at Balkaneum as
Yes,
well, just so the community get to know each individual person as well. I think it's quite important, just for that openness. And yeah, so stay tuned. There'll be more interviews coming. So thank you for your time, and I'll let you get on.